Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well?
Hey, welcome back for another episode. I really appreciate you guys joining in and listening. This is a fun one. I sat down with Indy Fawcett, who is a producer, launching sort of his own podcast network. He works with a comic I really love and respect, John Huck, on his podcast, Speaking Highly. He's just a cool guy, and as you'll hear, like we just hit it off and just started ripping into stuff right away. It was a fun time. So yeah, enjoy. Again, thanks for listening. If you like it, share it, review it, all that kind of stuff. Whatever. It's all good. Appreciate you, and have a good time listening to my conversation with Indy Fawcett.
Good to meet you, dude.
Yeah.
I've never actually done a podcast that I didn't produce, so
On.
This is fun. Yeah,
Right on. Takes the pressure off. I was scrambling because I got kids and shit. I'm doing stuff, and it goes right up to the minute. I'm like, I gotta go. Like, let me go set my shit up, because normally I go like I'm in my garage, and it's like I gotta just set shit up a little bit, like get prepared. And
I hear you. Yeah, I got the same thing going here.
Yeah, it's I do Pro Tools for like music stuff, and they haven't upgraded to the new operating system yet. So I have my computer on the old operating system for Pro Tools, which is like pissing me off.
Oh, they haven't gone to Big Sur or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't go to Big Sur yet. So what I want to do is like leave this computer set up in here all the time and just leave it on the old version, and then get another computer so I can do Big Sur. But like I haven't made that move yet. So anyway, techie shit.
It'll happen. It'll happen eventually.
It'll come together.
Well, like the thing with Pro Tools, it's like they're archaic. Like it's a not archaic in terms of their technology, but like in terms of the industry, they're just so entrenched.
So
they're
entrenched.
like a pharmaceutical. They're like big pharma.
It's hard to switch. It's real hard to switch. Yeah. And the thing that's crazy though, I was kind of pissed off this week. Sorry, we're just jumping right in, but like
no worries.
Like they launched this thing called the Avid Carbon, right, which is like a DAW, right, like. Mm-hmm. And it probably works incredibly well with Pro Tools, right? Obviously. But it's like, dudes, you should really like upgrade first before you like get distracted. Like Big Sur's been out for like a long time. Like,
yeah, I already see the kind of like I have a 2017 MacBook Pro.
Yeah,
and
mine is too.
It's
the shittiest keyboard in the world.
It's maxed out for video.
Yeah,
I upgraded, and like now my Chrome extensions are slower. Everything's just a bit slower, and it's like a maxed out MacBook. Where like a month ago, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they did this with the phones, right?
Yep.
It's kind of like they just intentionally go, okay, get a new computer, get a new thing.
Yeah. You know what though?
Upgrade. Yeah.
They're kind of right. They're kind of right, because if I wrote software, I would not want to write for 4-year-old hardware.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There is a balance there where it's like I'll gladly take the upgrade for to advance.
I can't bitch. These machines are monsters, dude. I still have like MacBook Pros from like 2010 that my daughter was using, and like my son uses for school. They're great. But this model, I think this 2017 year with the shitty flat keyboard, not good. Like worst one I've ever had. But the new one, the Air that I got my daughter like a year ago, is dope as hell. Like they fixed it. They fixed it. But I kind of think like for doing now that I'm like I am setting up a studio, music wise and podcast essentially now. I didn't know I was going to, but the pandemic was like, why not? And then I'm like, why didn't I do this all my life? Like I kitted out my drum set. I'm literally sitting at my drum set right now. It's all mic'd up, ready to go. You can see my overhead right here.
Well, I hope you have
know?
a comfy chair. I mean,
I have a throne, like a drum throne.
Sometimes it could be numbing after a while.
I'm used to sitting on. I have the best drum throne in the world, dude.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Pork
you
pie
gotta
drum
invest in
throne
that stuff, right?
Yeah. So it's super comfy, but like I'm all kitted out with the mics and the setup now. So I'm like, well, I don't want to keep moving my computer. Like I was saying in the beginning, like I want to get like a nice. I guess the move is either a Mac Mini or the Mac, like their Mac Pro, but they're like so expensive.
Yeah.
You know? The tower
My
cylinder
preference
thingy.
is laptops all the way. For some odd reason, like I've had this MacBook Pro before I upgraded. Well, it actually does do pretty good rendering, but video rendering. I have a 2018 Mac Mini, the one that was like the new gen one. That's not the M1 that just came out.
Yeah.
That one that came out in 2018.
That's it. The M1.
And I try to render the same, like a hour and a half long podcast video, multicam.
Yeah.
And it will take 6 hours on this thing, 5 hours on this thing. Like, I don't know if I got a faulty thing or what have you, but
the M1.
I render it on this and it's like 30 minutes.
Whoa.
And
interesting.
Yeah, and it's a 2017 maxed out MacBook Pro. I assume it was probably like $3,000 when it was purchased.
Huh.
You know, like, so
Yeah.
it's because it's a work computer. I'm just glad they actually gave it to me to actually have a maxed out MacBook.
I'm gonna have to do the same kind of deal, but with a whole with PC. I'm working with another person that like they're all PC. And I'm like, well, all right, I know PC. That's fine. I've never done this type of stuff on there. So I'm almost like, I'm going to try out Audacity and everything that I can do just online because they want to like operationalize it and eventually outsource it. So I'm like, well, cool. It gives me a chance to learn how to do all that stuff on the PC side and see why I stick to Mac. Probably. But man.
Do you have an album you're working on, or what kind of stuff do you produce music wise?
So I'm not the producer. My guitar player is the producer. He's a really huge, successful producer back in Philadelphia. He runs a place called Minor Street Records. His name's Brian McTeer. He's a beast. He's amazing. He's had an incredible career, and his studio in Philadelphia is unbelievable. So he is the producer. We do everything remote. We were in bands together through the 90s, and we never really broke up. We just kind of stopped. We like moved. Some of us moved because we're not going to make a career of this. Like life happens, right? But we've always stayed in touch, and like every 3 or 4 years, we'll go back and meet in Philadelphia and make another recording. So we have a bunch of recordings that we've put out, but with the pandemic, we all decided that it was our 30th year anniversary in this year, and so
oh wow, awesome,
yeah, it's nuts. So we decided to like figure out how to do it, and as all these projects go, like I started slow, like I'm just gonna get. I already have. I was like, I have a couple mics. I'll throw them up. We'll see what we get, and within like 2 weeks, I was like, man, I should get a couple more mics, you know? And then by the end of fully getting set up, I have 8 microphones fully like rigged out, badass microphone set up. So we record remotely live over, what's it called? Audio movers or something like that. So like it's all remote, and this is all like Taylor Swift did her latest 2 records this year this way.
And it's all synced.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Really?
So I can literally sound check here in California, and he's in Philadelphia, like saying, "Move the mic here, move the mic there." It's like ridiculous.
Wow.
So
That's
I mean,
insane.
I don't have the room that he's in there. Like that room sounds better, obviously. I have like probably, I would say 50% of the microphone setup that he has, but he had my room mic is like a really nice Rode NTR. His room mic is like a Neumann $7,000 rare microphone. So I don't have that, right? So I did cap it out a little bit because you could just go crazy. There's no end, right?
Yeah.
But I do have a full production ready
you don't
drum
need
kit setup.
that stuff really. Like to get a quality recording, really, like an SM57 can make the mark on a lot of stuff. You know, like $100 mic can get you, or what have you. Like the mics we're on right now, they're $400. You know, so like there's
lots of.
They're not out of reach, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Like you can make an incredible recording. I would say none of my mics are more than, well, the Rode NTR should have been more expensive, but I got an awesome smoking deal on it, like on reverb.com, which is another gem for equipment. But like, you know how audio shit goes. There's no end. Like you can keep going up. You can.
I kind of even thinking like using that Neumann mic. Like I equate it like, because I'm like into video and film and stuff. Like I equate it to like you wouldn't make a multi-million-dollar film set for your like band's album. That's not. You know like the like you're not gonna like do a $2 million. You're not gonna do a budget of $2 million for. No. You know what I mean? So like,
and it kind of
great. Weighs it out. Like I can understand why Lady Gaga would use a $50,000 mic.
Why not?
Because there's production value there. There's a whole studio, you know, and insurance and stuff, you know. So like,
for what we pulled off,
right?
So basically, my really good friend Brian McTeer, incredible producer, spent a good part of the pandemic teaching the rest of us dummies, myself, the bass player, and the other guitar player. The other guitar player knows Logic really well.
Yeah. I'm a Logic.
Yeah. So he didn't know Pro Tools, and he was like, I don't want to do Pro Tools. And by the end of like a month, we're all like, okay, we all have to get Pro Tools. This will just be so much easier. So Brian spent like a month doing like Pro Tools 101, and we spent like a month like on gear, like figuring out what gear to get and how to get the best deal on it and all this stuff. Then like another month sound checking, because I can really only play on the weekend loud, otherwise my neighbors will lose their mind. So like it took like 3 months of setup, and then we were good to go. By the time all of us got kitted out and like have our shit together, I feel like we're pretty soon about ready to really do a song with all of us set up, but we did 5 before that in various stages. So it's kind of cool. It's like you can hear the pandemic in the way these songs are produced. Like I can hear how different the drums are from the beginning, because the drums go first, right? So then the rest of it builds around. I can't retrack at that point. So like the one with 2 mics, the one with 5 mics, and then the one with 8 mics, and you're like, it's better. God damn it, it's better.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
But it is what it is.
Because like I doubled down with podcasting and stuff in the pandemic too. Because it's like, you know, I'm sure everybody is, you know, not necessarily second guessing, but like just that there's enough of a break, too much of a break, probably, that we can go. I don't want, because I work in IT at a media company. And I don't want to push files around all day. Like I don't want to like update servers, and like I could end up doing that the rest of my life. You know, like it's easy to me. It's easy work. You can get a job really anywhere. You know, backing up servers and backing up video content in Hollywood. You know, So like what I'm going like you have a
marketable skill.
Like I always loved making videos. I always loved producing music.
Yeah,
I was in bands in high school and into college, and you kind of go like in the pandemic, you're like, okay, now I am lucky enough to be able to work from home, because I have a IT job and it's mostly remote. We can go to the office to fix anything we need and then come home and make sure it's remote. So like super job security, because you need IT in
more so every day.
Like
right?
Super blessed to even be in this situation. I could be like wearing a mask for 12 hours a day at a grocery store, or making lattes, and like God bless all like the you know, all in the, or like working in a hospital. Like all those people are just like it's
insane.
It's insane how much they have to give, you know. So like I feel like, you know, just sitting here pushing files around, backing stuff up, making sure video content's backed up, like that's I'm like, there's more to life than this when I'm just sitting here in my room doing this. So I'm like, I approached our mutual friend John Huck,
Yeah.
and we had met. I was a PA on one of his shows he was working on. It was a web series called My Death Co.
Which is incredible.
It's on YouTube, I think.
Yeah,
They're trying to pitch it around town, so it might not be up at the moment. But mydeathco.com or My Death Co on YouTube, where John Huck is the Grim Reaper.
It's so good.
Just a hilarious.
It's so good.
Take on things. Yeah.
It's exceptionally beautiful too.
Yeah.
Like it's exceptionally beautifully shot. Like that dancing scene is other level. Like if somebody's like, yeah, I did a web series, you're like, okay. And then
you see this and you're like,
not to put it down. Like I think everybody should do web series. You need to learn if you create, do it. But like, I mean, it is just beautiful. The thing is just beautifully shot and written. It's so cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Sean McDaniel is the director on that. Props to him. Like he is such. You should probably get him on your podcast. He's great. Also, I have another music producer in town who's a jazz music producer who's Avid certified, who'd be great on your podcast.
Yeah, right on. Send him my way.
Yeah, I'll give him your name. His name. But yeah, Sean McDaniel is such a for a director in a town where it's so hard to get into the door to get anything produced. Mm-hmm. You just have to take things into your own hands, and he did it. I was lucky enough to be like one of his close friends during the time when he was producing and writing that. Yeah. And doing the pre-production on everything, and he got every single location except for I think 2 for free.
Yeah.
Every single one, just because of his charisma and like getting people on board and like leading with a vision and without an ego too. It was like, you're good at makeup, do your thing, and then bring it back, and then okay, great, awesome, great, you're good at this, you're good at that, and it was let people do what they're best at.
And how beautiful did that turn out? How beautiful did that turn out? Right?
Oh. It turns out so awesome. It's like
stunning,
we
dude.
could
like
obviously I have a little bias on it. I worked on it, but
I mean, I was
just,
blown away, dude.
Having seen it be made is just that way where you're like, you're in Hollywood. You actually get the Workaholics house in episode 2. I don't know how he got that. I think I don't for free. I don't know. I don't know, but it was
everything
just
was permitted and
there's just
above board.
Just being able to do that is insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel now. Is like I've felt this way for a while, which is why I wanted to talk to you, because hearing you and John, and then I talked to John like offline and talked about the whole thing. It was just like, and then I listened to the first podcast and you guys talking about podcasts, and it's just like. It was so nice to hear what I've been thinking and like telling everybody who will listen about this is like, there's no rules, man. Like, there really are no rules, and you don't need everybody. You need your people. That's it. And and when you guys were talking about the podcast and like, I started my podcast because I missed doing shows. Like, this isn't the same, but it's pretty good because what I liked about the shows was having shooting the shit conversations all the time with people who are just no filters and, comics and, the show is a whole other thing. And
to be able to, not to even stop you, but to be able to do this with people you've never met before. Like we've never met, and I'm not nervous. I'm, this is a great conversation that we're having, and it's like, how else would be able to do this? It's insane.
Especially here where it's like, oh yeah, you should have coffee with Indy sometime, and it's like, sure, I know how LA works, right? Like, and it's not just because it's Hollywood or it's LA. It's literally like geographically kind of fucked. Like, I'm probably give or take 50 miles from anybody at any given time. But that could be an hour, that could be 20 minutes, that could be 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like now with the pandemic, it's like, well, everybody's around. Maybe this is a good thing in this regard, Like, I got to think this town will be significantly different when things kind of return, definitely for comedy, because so many people have just left.
And it'll be really interesting too in terms of comedy. Everybody's going to be kind of starting off on the
Fresh.
same level, and not necessarily level, but like there's going to be a lot of bombing.
Oh,
right? Like that's
so
just not
much.
because like nobody's been at the punching bag. You know?
Plus the thing I can't wait to see, and I've yet to decide whether or not I will have any material worth of shit to return to when that comes around. I can't wait to see what people do with it, because we've all on the planet had the same experience. So there's like, it's almost like, we have to talk about it. We have to make it funny. And we don't even we don't even have to set it up with a premise anymore. Like, so how about those last couple months, huh? Like we all know exactly what we're talking about, so it's kind of like we're going to have to figure out how to make it funny in a way that no other event in my lifetime has ever coordinated the funny around, like universally. Like 9/11, maybe a few people might have figured out a way to approach that, but it's just like that was
it's like,
just
how
here.
do you make people laugh? Like, I don't know, like put yourself in an epic war battle and seeing like, and they just got out of devastation of Vietnam, and like try to make that guy laugh. Maybe it's easy, maybe it's not.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a mystery.
We're all kind of consecutively coming out of or in a war in our houses. You know, like because like even I'll go to the office once in a while, and sometimes they'll be doing like a COVID shoot down there, and like I'll notice a difference in social interaction, just you know, obviously with the social distancing, but just in conversation, like having a conversation at social distance. It's just so.
Well, this is like practice for returning. Podcasts are like practice for returning back to life later someday, because
right, yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of people not having any conversations, and it's probably not good. Like it's going to be weird.
I walked away going, "Oh my God, this is not good. This is not good." Like, and I'm sure it was me too. You know, like it's just going, oh my God, a person. I'm not used to being able to turn off my video.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, dude, I don't know about you, but like, it's so awesome that you launched what you launched. I think the only thing we can do is make something good come out of this. Like, we have to learn from this, like deeply learn from this, because, man, it exposed so much bullshit. But like, before I go there,
you got to do what
we're talking about movies for a second. Before I got to stop you because I don't want to forget.
How did we even? Yeah, how do we even get here?
Intermission is another beautifully shot for no other reason than the dude who made it loved it. It's called Intermission. It's by this guy Jacob Givens. Please watch it.
I'll write it down. Yeah,
it's stunning. And it's a short. It's not a series. He's done other series, but the short is it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And he shot it on an iPhone, which is madness. Anyway.
Awesome. Like Tangerine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome what people are doing, I think, you know, creatively and just being like, you know what, fuck this. Nothing works anyway. You know, like. Well,
here's
but
the
like
thing,
you,
man.
I'm very
like
fortunate.
You gotta have, like, I'm sure you know this in comedy and just you know, having a career is you have to be at the punching bag, right? Like you have to go up the steps. Like I don't know, there's this the Culver City steps down in Culver City where it's like a place where you can kill yourself going up a mountain on steps. And I'm such a like a productivity guy. I always think it like next podcast is the next step. Next podcast. Just do one. Just get one out this week. Get one out next week. Get one out this like, and it's just a mental game of like do stuff that you love doing, and it won't matter that you don't get paid for it for a long time. Like, I think the pandemic is going like, okay, this is what I love. I love film, but I don't want to make films. Like I've realized that going to college, like I went to film school. I love it. I love films. I'm
interesting.
All that kind of stuff. But I'm just like, my heart's not in it yet. And I'm sure maybe there'll be a decade where it will be, and maybe hopefully I'll have more funding, more money to actually make a film.
Yeah.
But like, I love. I was in bands and I did audio production or audio producing.
What did you play?
And
What music?
I
What instrument?
play guitar, but I play bass and a little bit of drums as well. Self-taught drums from being in a punk band.
Nice. Oh,
So I was
ska?
like,
Was it ska? I heard you say you really like ska.
Oh, dude, I love ska.
So you
man.
play
Huge
ska drums?
Uh,
That's no joke, man.
when I practiced, when I had a set and I practiced every day, I would practice to Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was like,
Yeah.
just kind of just super fast stuff.
That's legit.
But
Yeah.
I remember being, because I was in a punk band and it was so funny. We were called the Crash Kids, but this is literally like high school, and we're in San Diego, and we're playing. We played actually quite a bit of shows. Like I got a part of this band, and they were actually like they walked and talked punk. Like they had mohawks, and I was not that guy.
Yeah.
I just play bass, and I love that kind of music, but I did not look the part. Right.
This was San
So
Diego,
it was
you
just-
said?
What's that?
San Diego?
In San Diego.
San
Yeah.
Diego.
And it's funny, like I would just watch our drummer, and he would just be so tight. For a person in high school playing so fast, it's sloppy, like garage band, whatever. But he was literally tight. And I was like, this is like DRI. This is like Choking Victim. This is like all these punk, like deep punk bands who are like Operation Ivy, that kind of like level where I'm like, wow, this guy is like a motor, you know? And so I would just watch him, and then I was like, can I just play? And I would just like copy what he did. And eventually it turned out to actually I could keep a beat, and then he was like, do it this way, do it that way, no, do it this way, do it that way.
Yeah.
And then it was just punk music, so it was so fast you could kind of okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. And then when you slow it down, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's when you
just
actually
can't
have
stop
to
your body
actually
from
play
doing
music
it at one
when
point.
you play
Yeah.
slower. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you study greatness, man. I learned from watching and listening and just imitating, because trying to take lessons ruined it for me. Like, turned it into math. Like, I hated it. But like playing and imitating, and like my parents were super into music, so I had a really good mixture of genre styles that I grew up like having in my head. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Did you grow up playing drums?
Yeah, I started really, really young. And my dad actually played when he was young. And my dad playing the drums got him out of going to Vietnam, believe it or not. Like, yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's fucking crazy. And he went into Vietnam with this thing they called buddy system, and him and his buddy from home, like you're supposed to go through boot camp together, then you go deploy together, and keeps you happier, right? Good idea. But one day they were like walking through the barracks and said, "Hey, does anybody play drums?" And my dad raised his hand, and they brought him over, and he had to try out for this like band, this Navy band, and he made it. And they were like, "All right, you're staying here in New Jersey and playing in the Navy band." So he and his buddy went to Vietnam. Like, it's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. So like, drums are pretty important to me. You know, it's just like, holy shit, dude. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because
And he didn't
you're
know
rolling
how
the
to
dice
play.
there.
Like he knew how to play really well, but never like read a chart well, right? So he had no prep time or didn't know how to read shit for the tryout. He just grew up across from a high school where the marching band would practice. So they just in the tryout were like, yeah, just play something rudimentary like marching band sounding thing on the snare, and he just played from memory this like thing. He ended up playing bass drum, by the way, too, which is like doom, 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 doom. That's it. That was his. Instead of Vietnam, he played a bass drum.
That reminds me, man. I remember in high school, I say this like I'm old. I'm 27. I remember in high school, back in 2010. Oh, man, when I was a junior in high school in 2010. before the Friday night football games, the marching band, the cheerleaders would walk around the school during class.
Yeah.
And do. I forgot the rhythm, but you never forgot the rhythm when you were young. It was a song that was 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
That everybody's like, oh my God, here it comes. And you have to get out of your seat and go outside. But then it was an excuse to not have class. Yeah. But I do remember those days, man, that like when the marching band would come through and you knew the rhythm verbatim. Yeah. You know, just because you were just entrenched in it for 4 years straight.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? So it's crazy, man. I think it's an interesting route we take to all of these things. And it's like, man, what we're doing right now is uncharted territory with no real rules.
Well, I agree and disagree in a way of like in terms of podcasting where like I think of it kind of like this next wave I think this decade is kind of going to be like the East India Trading Company. Talk about an analogy here. The East India Trading Company of podcasting, right? Where like the first, I guess, 20 years, I guess you can call it from 2000 to 2020, was the rise of just podcasting in general. I know like podcasting kind of existed before that, but it kind of didn't in the lexicon. Yeah. But like people like Leo Laporte, who was like a tech guy, who was on the radio on the weekends. Like I grew up listening to him. My mom would play him in the car. Has his own podcast network. Has like 30 shows, and I actually have. I'm one of those stupid people with a vision board, and I have since I'm so into podcasting, I want to be successful in podcasting. I have a snapshot of 2014 when the most gross revenue and ad revenue in a podcast in 2014 was Leo Laporte's This Week in Tech, right? And I think it's 14,000 a quarter or something like that. And guess who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 under him? Joe Rogan. Wow. That's right. So this is 2014, where Leo Laporte's This Week in Tech is making the most ad revenue in podcast history at that point. Yeah. Cut to 2020, Joe Rogan's got $100 million check in his pocket. Yeah. You know, so that's why I say the East India Trading Company, this is treaded ground already, right? And like the comedians in LA and New York have really, I think more so in LA, have really made that apparent, right? Yeah. The YMH, Theo Vaughn, Whiskey Ginger, Tiger Belly, Andrew Schultz, all the podcasts. Literally, that's what I got out of college, started working, and started watching. Is when all this stuff kind of blew up. Joe Rogan too. Yep. Right. And I kind of going, okay, I love video, I love audio. This is both. This is radio and video together in the same format. This is kind of like what I was like made for in a way. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like so energized about it, because I think I saw one Gary Vaynerchuk kind of guy on was like, only do shit that makes you excited. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, that makes sense. Like, why
totally
not?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And you and I both share this in that we're very fortunate that our job gives us the freedom to pursue something creative, and we can still do our job effectively. Like that, like you were saying, all those other jobs, like you come home, you can't do other shit.
You're exhausted.
Like I work hard at work, but I'm it's a compartmentalization of my brain to like do that really well and then turn it off, do something that I really enjoy and have my family and all that stuff. Like so fortunate. Like, so like I'm trying to figure out how to apply the skills that I use to do that to this, because I know they're applicable. I just haven't figured out the puzzle yet, because it's a weird puzzle to figure out.
And nobody has. That's what's the beautiful thing of it. Yeah. The thing of it is, make a great product, whatever you do. Be the best at what you do. If you mop floors, if you make lattes, if you make music, if you make podcasts, if you I don't know, fly a plane, fly that plane the best, right?
That one
Mop
especially.
that floor the best, because that shows more about your work ethic. Because like if you make a great product, it doesn't matter. There's going to be people who want that product. Like I think podcasting and YouTube and like the advent of the internet really just made the niche mainstream in a I guess in a weird way, where like I always say this, you could make a podcast about paper clips and there would be an audience about it. There'd probably be 2 or 3 people, but hey, they might even buy merch. Like they like paper clips that much, you know? So like,
dude, there's
what
so
I'm saying is like
many people. There's so
you
many
should
people.
make a podcast or do anything. Just try to have your best, try to have your all in it, you know? And if you don't have your all in it, move on to something else that sparks something.
The thing that's nuts, dude, is that probably more than half the world is not yet on the internet. That's first. Second,
Shit. Yeah.
there's so many fucking people. It's madness. Madness how many people there are. And to be a successful, I mean just baseline, live your life doing artist, you don't need that many people to support you. Like you don't. Like life is pretty simple, and like that's nuts too. And then the other piece is that I think you, because you grew up in it, are a little bit more jaded to think that podcast is further along than it is in the world. Like there are people literally this week that are my contemporaries that were like, how do I listen to a podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Like now they'll get to it quick and they've heard it and they want to listen to it now. That's new. So that match has been lit, to your point. Like it's in the mainstream now, the word, and people are asking about it. Whereas like you and I have been listening to podcasts for more than a decade. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you just found out about this amazing thing where you can hear people talk and explain shit. Yeah.
Right.
Like
you remember driving down the road, listening to the radio going, I wish there was a show with this guy that I love.
Dude, I grew up with Howard Stern. I grew up with Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony. Like people just shooting shit and busting balls. And when XM came on and they could curse and just talk like regular people, I was like, oh, this is so good. This is like, I would literally, I had a commute and sometimes I would get home and run into the house and turn the radio on to finish the show if my commute was too short. Like, like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but it was so compelling to hear them just talk like regular people. And I think that is so underrated. And also, and then I'll shut up. I want to hear from you, but like like there are people that just haven't yet figured that out. A lot of them, you know, or didn't know they wanted it.
And I think that's what's great about actually producing, like, and I say this through a podcast lens, but like the show that we're doing with John Huck, it's Speaking Highly with John Huck, speakinghighly.com. You can get some links there. But it's, you know, it's going to take a long time to grow an audience, right? Mm-hmm. Like, but I think if you make a quality product, audience will come in time. And I think the more you just start today, and today could be any day, tomorrow too. But like, I always, it's hard to kind of put into words, but like, just start today, meaning like, don't put it off for tomorrow, being like, I'm glad that like, I'm fumbling for words here. My God. But I'm trying to say that maybe you can cut this part. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, you know, I don't know what I'm fucking saying. What did I lead with? What did I lead with? I smoked too much weed, man.
No, you've smoked the perfect amount. Yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit what we say?
John Huck, everybody.
What you're doing with John Huck? You were saying, that you
hell of a pitch.
The thing about producing and then you started talking about John.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Here we go.
And so
Yeah.
do it today.
I got
Get
it. Are
started.
you guys ready for this? And then I forgot it again. No, I'm just kidding. But I think just putting stuff out and just leaving it in the past and just keep going. Put it out, leave it in the past. Put it out, leave it in the past. Put it out, and never look back as like a terrible thing or like a cliche thing, but like never look back in terms of like just don't think it's like this perfect thing and I need to mold it perfectly, like whatever. Just throw it.
It's ethereal.
Throw it out
It's
there. Move on. Throw another one. Move on. Throw another one. Like in baseball, like if you're considered an MVP if you strike out 70% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, so like you got to just throw a pitch and over the course of years and years, you grow a quality product, right? Because you go, okay, in terms of podcasting, this is not working. This segment sucks. Maybe we shouldn't bring guests like this on again, like me, perhaps, on a podcast like this. But you know, it's I don't know. I think it's an interesting thing where you can grow it over time, and people really don't care if it's technically not perfect, technically not the best. Like as long as you're actually having substantive quality content, like or quality in whatever you do, like there's going to be somebody who goes, "Wow, that's quality."
It's like a layer on top of it if you can do high quality too. That you don't realize you were missing, and then when it's here, you're like, oh wow, this is better. Like it's like when a band would put out their first record and it was like, nah, wasn't that great. Their second record sounded incredible. If the songwriting was there too, you're just like, yeah, listen to them when they have good producers. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you hate the first record. You're just like, they didn't have a good producer there, or they did this in their basement. It's still fucking incredible. You know what I mean?
There are my favorite Misfit songs are the ones that were the cassette tape in the middle of the room.
Can't understand a word.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. So you're from San Diego. I don't know the punk genre very well, to be honest. Like I know of it, always admired it. Wasn't my thing. Like I didn't play it, that kind of thing. But I was really into Fugazi, which is like this, like I feel like cousin of that kind of music a little bit. You know what I mean?
Fugazi. I need to look. I feel like a poser. I haven't heard of this.
Well, it's not as fast and like crazy, but I feel like it's an offshoot, like cousin of punk that is where I found a real groove that I didn't find with punk. You'll dig it. Look up Fugazi.
Awesome. Yeah. Definitely. I see him right here. I'll leave this tab up for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, man, just talking about the podcasting whole thing. Like I still think we're right at the cusp of it. And like, to me, it's like you and I both have this beautiful luxury of time in terms of finances to be able to have like, just grow it over a year. Like you'll be fine. Whereas like some people are like, I need money now, motherfucker. Like I can't do shows or whatever.
Easier said than done. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to use that as a benefit. Like, even though I realize that for some people it's not a reality to just be able to cut. It's like, yes, but to your point, like we'll start anyway, because this barely costs you anything. You could do it with your phone if you had to. Like, so
it's a good mixture of both. Like say, if you do work at Starbucks and you're making lattes all day and you get home and you're exhausted, well, I don't know, make a video about that. I don't know. You know, like make a podcast about coffee. I don't know. Why'd you even end up there? You know, like just certain things. I think whatever makes you tick, just start dabbling in it. And if you can end up, if it can point to a money source, a revenue source, hey, well, just grow that over time. I don't know what I'm saying.
Even, but I mean, so the point is not to even think about it in terms of money. The term, the real thing you're trying to do is find your people. Find the people that like your shit. That will always.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't want to step on you earlier, and I'm going to step on you right now.
Do it.
Have you ever heard of the 1,000 true friends?
Kevin Kelly.
Followers? What's
Kevin
that?
Kelly.
Yes. Yeah. So you had mentioned that earlier. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you should probably have more than 1,000 followers, but 1,000 true fans.
Unless they pay $10 a month on Patreon.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Right. But I think you can really even see that as a comedian, right? Your 1,000 true fans. If you have 1,000 true fans, you can go in every city in America, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can use your podcast to look at where they are and be like, I'm not going to cities on my tour. I'm going to towns on my tour because that's where they listen. And there will be 50-cent beers and there'll be 200 people because of my it changed. I think about this. When my band toured, we didn't have the internet. We had a Thompson map guide and colleges that would let us play in their town. Right. So I think of now how much easier it would be to be a band with even 1,000 fans and figure out where you needed to go. We drove around with our heads up our ass trying to figure out where to go. Our tour manager would book shit. We'd show up in a town. They didn't even know we were coming. The record store didn't have our CDs. We were just this just we
there's no
drove
strategy at all.
Texas for this. Now you could target it and be oh, our records sell really well in these 7 towns. Let's just go to those 7 towns.
Yeah.
Until it's more towns. You can, for a comic who's alone,
right? And for somebody like me, that's I don't even know that word. I literally grew up with I know barely the Thomas Guide from my dad going, "We're not using this anymore."
Yeah, yeah. It was not easy, man. It was not easy because
I give it to you, man. That's straight hustling right there. Yeah, that's straight hustling right there.
I couldn't do it
OG
now.
Hustling.
I don't know where shit is.
Make an Instagram shop hustle right there. That's going for it.
We didn't have a choice. We didn't have a phone. You had to. There were pay phones, and you'd call maybe every couple days to check in. It was madness, dude. Especially with a shitty van and dude.
Yeah,
someday I'll tell you.
I guess,
road
what did I
stories.
get the end cusp of? I got the end cusp of calling people on a landline and asking their parents for.
Oh, you did get some of that.
I did get that. I got a lot of
Right.
that actually. I think probably
so.
until I was probably around 2001 maybe we stopped doing that. I don't know.
Damn.
I do remember that though.
Yeah, that was crazy. A corded phone. I remember getting a getting a cordless phone was the first big leap of freedom.
At Costco going, "Mom, look at this. Isn't this insane? We need this."
because because you used to have to rent a phone. Literally you rented the phone from the phone company. You paid for it every month. Yeah. Then I think when AT&T got broken up by monopolization laws or something, then you could make your own phones, and companies started making phones you could put on the wall, plug in.
Yeah.
So they eventually got so shitty that they would give them to you free everywhere, shaped like a football, shaped like just garbage. You could get them for $5. So that was the first thing is I can get my phone. I can get a phone in my room, my own phone. And I remember they were just shitty. The numbers would stick. They wouldn't work all the time. They sounded like shit. But you were still away from the kitchen, with the corded, stretched phone. And that's a big freedom when you're a little kid to when you first want to talk to people. That guy, Brian McTeer, I was telling you about, I was in 8th grade. He was in 7th grade. We would be on the phone talking about music and Led Zeppelin and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
For fucking hours. Hours, or doing homework.
I did that too. I think there was one friend who, I don't know, lived a mile away. I could have just rode my bike over there, but I was just lazy ass.
Yeah, you just get on the phone.
Middle schooler or whatever. Yeah, we would just hang out and, I don't know, do homework and probably not do homework and just fucking talk for hours, and it was kind of gay in a good way.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No, that's why I said good. Yeah, it was a gay in a good way. It was some gay old times. Yeah.
Yeah,
in the true sense of the word.
So this is almost like the same. I was I've always liked to just shoot the shit. Some people we're never into it. But I don't want to talk on the phone necessarily most of the time until the pandemic. Really, during the pandemic, I started doing that thing where it's when somebody comes into your mind, text them. Somebody comes in, give them a call. And I've recently, in the past 6 months or so, setting up Zoom calls because it's like, well, I know you're available. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but it is. I do feel like we are coming out of it, and that what we're doing here, what you're doing here is really, really cool. And
thanks, man. I appreciate
representing,
that. Like it's so weird to hear that. I don't even know what to say to that.
It's awesome. I mean, and you're doing here's the thing. You're doing the thing that the artist, we'll call John an artist.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to go that far.
that
I love you, John.
that they don't want to do and don't want to learn. Right. And therefore keeps them from doing a podcast.
Well, here's what I came across in the pandemic. Like making a 4K high quality video podcast for me is easy, and I don't want to like be arrogant or whatever. Like it's just easy for me. Like I love doing it. And so I was just going, okay, I love doing this, and everybody else who makes a podcast hates doing it. Mm-hmm. Like this is like my bread and butter, right? So like I'm just going to offer that as a service to a person who's a talented and doesn't want to do or doesn't care about doing this other thing, and basically join forces with them. I'm good at this. You're good at what you do. Yep. Let's make a show. And basically without each other, there wouldn't be a show at all. Right. So it's not like, I think it's a win-win-win. Like I win, he wins, the audience wins, you know, and then we can just grow from there, you know, and then go, okay, let's do it differently this way. You know, like the show right now is growing legs where it's like, I love the way it's going, and there's no negative feedback yet. So we're kind of like, okay, I guess we just keep doing it the same way, and
it's great.
And then we change later on. Yeah, I'm
halfway through the Cool Runnings episode.
Oh, awesome, dude! Raw is so great. And I was born in '93 when that movie came out, so like that movie was in rotation on Disney Channel. Yeah, rotation. Dude, that movie was everything. And my parents love John Candy. And it was literally is because I only know him from Cool Runnings. Like I didn't even know he was a stand-up until John mentioned him. Yeah. Which is freaking awesome. I follow him on Instagram. He's doing stand-up, he's doing drive-ins all across LA. It's awesome.
That's rad.
But it's just so cool to see a guy that you literally revered as a kid. Yeah. You know, like I literally watched that movie whenever it came on Disney Channel, 8:00 movies at 8:00 every night on Disney Channel in the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s. Like it was on all the time. And it was just so cool. He's like, if you watch the video version on YouTube, you can go to speakinghighly.com to watch that. I don't know. It's so weird to say it's a good gay. I want to get it. It's a good gay. His smile is so infectious. There's just something about his smile that I don't know. Maybe it's the nostalgia factor. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a great podcast. Yeah.
I worked in a video store in the 90s, and so it was on a lot. But I know it to hear it. I don't know it to watch it because I was always like behind the desk and stuff. It was just on in the store all the time. It was like John Candy was the best. Yeah. Put on John Candy movies all day. Even though like some PG movies in the 80s, they still had like a couple of shits, maybe a fuck you had to like jump through. That like Christmas Vacation has like a fuck in it. We would have to like I remember like being in the back of the store, the only one in the store, and hearing that part coming and be like, somebody get the turn it down.
Yeah, it's so cool. And like, and I'm really glad like Disney put John Candy in that movie, because I really think it kind of would have been swept under the rug otherwise. Or maybe hopefully maybe a different actor, but like I really think he brought the the every American home to learn about a culture. And also you kind of go through the same thing that the world goes through, because you kind of go, I don't know if they can do it, a Jamaican bobsled. Like you're kind of laughing at the even premise of it, but then at the end, don't want to spoil it for you, but at the end, like they don't even make first place, but it doesn't matter. Like they got there, they did it, and I'm gonna tie this into podcasting here. You just gotta do it. You gotta put them out there,
Just keep doing it, man.
Just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it.
I turn shticky when I end sentences. It's weird. I just turned into a guy from the East Coast that I've never met.
I'm a guy from the East Coast. I get it. I'm used to it. Yeah, it's crazy. You got John from Chicago. He's so funny. So, one time I was on John's podcast. It was the one he did with Sean Halpin. And John fell down and had a leg cramp. And I've never been
Really?
he literally fell off the stair. He was on the ground. He was just like, oh, and I was frozen. Like I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't know what to do. And I've always felt so bad. I'm like, I wish I could have helped, but what are you going to do for somebody with a cramp? Like there's literally nothing you can do.
Charlie horse and he just fell over because those are debilitating.
Yeah.
Those are insane. Yeah.
His leg just seized up and I felt like, I don't know. I literally was shocked. I was like, I don't know how to help, man. Oh, so crazy. But I love John. He's very funny. So what is your, what are you going to, are you one at a time kind of thing? Or are you what's next? You just keep building John and concentrate on that one. Like what kind of bandwidth do you have?
So yeah,
Or
I
do
know,
you
full-time
think?
job in IT and then trying to produce shows on the side. Me and my girlfriend have a podcast called the Conscious Club Podcast. It's about a funk band named Wolfpack. If you love the funk band named Wolfpack, you'll love this show. Nice. We kind of put it on the back burner because nobody watches, and because it's a podcast about a funk band named Wolfpack.
You never know. Just keep making them. Just keep making them.
Right. Yeah, just keep making them. It's funny because we're on episode. We've put out 51 episodes, so we've been doing it a couple of years.
Yeah.
And at first it was once a week, gonna go through the Facebook group, gonna throw all the clips, everything together, and then okay, we get into episode 20 and episode 30, and we're like, oh my god, this is a lot of work for no payback. And then we kind of just go, and then we just were like, let's just do it whenever something big happens, and then we'll just go back and then find anything that's somewhat notable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just do them less often. And more of a retrospective on the month. I think because we've kind of gone to okay, let's do one a month instead of one a week. Yeah. And then that's that podcast. So that's it's kind of grew its own legs. It's the nichest of the nichest podcasts. I think the Paperclip podcast would have more viewers.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
But in terms of strategy, I like to bank episodes. So what I like to do is I like to make podcasts that are not. They can be, but I don't like them. I don't like them to be
timely,
current event related.
Yeah.
Just so that they can be banked and put out at any moment.
Yep.
So when the January 6th riots were happening, if you bank an episode during that week and talk about it, if you don't put it in, if you put it out in April, people are just going to go, okay, this is when that happened, So it's bad or whatever, but people maybe skip it or it may not be as entertaining. So I kind of like to do things that are more a show oriented, segment oriented, where it's not necessarily time based, even though the show can be that's fine. If you want to do a weekly show, that's fine. It's just finding the time to do that will be harder than banking episodes. So what me and what John and I do is, we do 1 week a month. We'll do 4 episodes. And so we just started doing that 3 months before we started putting out episodes. So we had a bank of 12. Nice. And then now it's just 1 week a month. We do 4 episodes. And then even if we don't do 4, we're still way above where we need to be.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then that puts us in a place where you can kind of strategize different guests and pull somebody you were expecting to put in. And put a different one in. If you want to do a current events based podcast, we could do that. Do one quickly and pop it out. Yep. So I think it's just more versatile that way. Yeah. And then that way you're not really killing yourself week to week I was doing with my other podcast.
Yep. That's the move.
So yeah,
that's the move.
So that's the
I'm
move.
a little behind right now.
That's the thing. When you do stuff enough, you weed out the fat. You cut the fat, and you go, okay. I only have so much energy. I want this thing to live. I want to live too.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's really
kind
smart.
of where you kind of have to slice it in terms of podcasting, I guess.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean that's a really good workflow. I'm kind of trying to do the same thing. This one, in fact, will be timeless, and I don't know when it's coming out. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, is being strategic, thinking about it this way. Where, like, again, a barrier that a lot of comics will have is like, well, I don't know, I can't do it every week. It's like, no, you don't have to, dude. You can do it one day, a month, and be done for the month.
And you don't have to do it alone. That's the
And
thing.
you don't
like,
have to do it alone.
John.
Yeah. I like alone.
John doesn't want to do it alone, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't approach John because, like, in the beginnings we do the intros together, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't ask him, hey, do you want to do a podcast together where I'm the co-host?
Right.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
he was like, I don't want to do this alone at this moment. You know, I think it would
Yeah.
be good to riff. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm a comic. Like, you know, I think, you know, we have kind of we jive together pretty well. So I think it's kind of funny in that way. So I don't know if it'll evolve to be like, I don't do the intros and he just does a really short one and we cut to the, because,
that's
like,
great.
over time,
It's actually
when
great.
you do the analytics, nobody really watches the intros. So, like, these things just change over time, and it's just kind of going,
but
okay, what works, what doesn't work, and then it's less work if we cut the intros, you know? So it's just be fluid.
It's only so much, though. Like, I like listening to the intros. So, like,
You do?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I think it's a fun setup, but I'm listening. I'm not watching on YouTube, right? So,
Right.
like, YouTube is going to have way more numbers, and it's interesting to watch what happens. But I think it's a different person that's watching it. Right now,
Right.
to throw the numbers off. I'm sure a lot of people listen.
That's something I didn't consider. No, that's
People
interesting.
listen
Yeah.
through YouTube as well because it'll play, right?
Right.
So if they have no idea how to get to a podcast and they play it on YouTube and then they don't watch it, so be it.
Right.
But I think you have people that are actually watching it, listening through YouTube, and then you have everybody that's audio only. Car, perfect example. You cannot watch it,
Right.
you know, unless you're, you know, insane. So, like, Spotify's doing the same thing. If you notice, it'll play in the player. There's video, full screen video, but then you can just listen too. I'm sure they are going to have badass analytics because they know exactly what's going on. They just need to pay people, which I literally, once John was like, nah, they're not being fair yet. So that's kind of fucked up. I hope they figure it out.
It's going to be a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but all that said, like, they're all data points, right? But I don't think they tell the full story is how I would think of it, because people consume shit different, because I know I consume it different. When I'm on a dog walk, I listen different than when I'm at home.
You're right.
You know, it's
You're
all
right.
it's all those things. So I think the intros are great. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you guys set me up. Now I want to hear the episode. Now I want to hear the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, it's good. It's not overbearing. Like, another one I really like, I don't know if you know who Duncan Trussell is.
Love Duncan.
His commercials are the best, dude. His commercials, his ads. He could go on for a half hour about Datsusora backpacks, and I'm in.
He's awesome, man.
He plays a Moog. He puts sound effects on. He talks to the devil, and he hasn't even had the fucking podcast yet. It's brilliant. It's so inspiring, and you can fast forward if you want, or you can just dive in. And it's like, so many people, dude.
Yeah.
So many people.
That's what's great. It's like, you know, it's there, and just put them out and keep going.
I remember what I wanted to say before. It's most of the world isn't on the internet. A. B. It's global and automatically translated into every language.
What?
Right? So Google can automatically translate. It might not be happening now automatically. Maybe you have to pay for it. Maybe you have to tell it to do it. I'm just saying that in general, the Rosetta Stone is real. Like, you can translate and hold your phone and have a conversation back and forth with somebody with a completely different language within seconds.
Yeah.
That's never happened before.
Insane.
But if this medium is what it's going to be, it's going to happen. It's all digitized already. So your reach is not the States. Your reach is not, it's global. And most of the people haven't gotten to it yet. And to your point, put it out there, let it sit there. They'll find it.
Yeah. Because
Eventually.
there's nothing better than finding a podcast that you like and they're on the 100th episode. Like you have so
Yeah.
much of a body of work to go back to. Oh my God, they were with this comedian, that person, this
Yeah.
actor, and then
Yeah.
you could kind of, and then it kind of builds a better creativity than go, hey, watch my episode 1 and watch my episode 3. Like,
Yeah.
just put them out, and then eventually, if you do, that's what I think with podcasting. If you do once a week and you take 2 weeks off, you get 50 a year, right?
Yep.
So figure out like how to not kill yourself doing that, or
Exactly.
whatever that works, whatever that is for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is and being consistent is the plan. Look at the people who are successful, Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you've heard the Adam Carolla, like the best way to be successful is to be famous. But that's a good starting point. But like,
Yeah.
I like the organic growth because your people will find you or they won't. They will find you, and when they do,
Authenticity.
they're with you,
Yeah.
And I also think that when the pandemic's over and we can go back to somewhat normal in the first year, and then we'll probably almost forget about it after that. It'll just be a routine shot. I think it's going to be madness, like
It's
unstoppable madness for
It's
a
going to
long
be a
time.
tsunami everywhere of
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think we talked a little bit about, but I produce live shows out here in the burbs, and I can't wait to be safe, to feel like
Yeah.
I'll be safe doing that. But I can't wait. Like, and right before everything shut down, it was just rocking, dude. I would get like 50, 60 people in this place, and like I was giving people an hour. Like I was having comics run an hour. Like, you getting ready for a show? Come do it out here. Like,
That's awesome.
run an hour in LA, get paid, have a beer, 60 real comedy fans. It was badass. Brewing comedy.
That's awesome.
And so I can't wait till that comes back. I can't wait
Yeah.
to do that. Like,
Are you in LA?
I'm outside of LA. I'm like 45 miles outside of LA in like Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village area.
Thousand Oaks. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like, it was so fun. It was so fun. And the shows were so good. We had return people. I mean, a packed out room, fun every time.
That's so cool.
And right before the pandemic, he blew a wall out, and it was like it was going to get really good. So I'm looking forward to that coming back because it was fun. And
Definitely.
I think people have an appetite for it. I don't want a layer of stress. Like, do we have to wear masks? Do we have to change mics? I don't want to deal with that shit, honestly.
Yeah, it's so annoying, and I can't wait till we're at a point where it's just like a fond memory. Because, like, it's going to go away, and like it's going to be 2030, and we're not going to be wearing masks anymore. But it's going to be like a little bit of a scar on everybody.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know how long that's going to last, but I think everybody is just so hungry for everything.
Yeah.
Like, I am so hungry for comedy, and that's another thing too. Like, I love comedy so much. Like, just knowing John and knowing that Hollywood Anonymous stopped, I was just going like, I love podcasts. He ended one. I'll DM him on Instagram. That's another thing, people. If you're listening, DM people on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, collaborate with people. It literally, it's so interesting. Like, I think people my age have a fear, like a baked in fear.
You gotta deliver.
Of collaborating with people and asking.
You gotta
people
deliver.
for help. Yeah,
You knew-
and
you knew
and
you could
I have
deliver.
it a lot. Like, it's only been fairly recently that I've kind of like broken my shackle away from that, because you really can't grow without other people. You like, I guess in terms of what I do, like, you need talented people, and they need people who can produce that show, right? So it's like, I think it's just a good kind of yin yang.
Yeah. It's awesome. You're doing what you love, just like you were saying about My Death Company, and how Sean said, you're good at that. You do that. You keep doing that and get better at that, and that's what I need, and I don't have to worry about it. Just don't have to worry about it. I know the right person's on it. Like, that's the move. Best idea in the room, man. And
and
man.
I'm excited post COVID too, because we're like, I'm approaching podcasting in a way to where I'm like trying to make a career out of it. So I'm not front loading money or anything. I'm like if you start out with money, you will fail, right? Because it's about the product, right?
Yeah.
But I'm aiming to have a studio where I can have people post COVID, or like while we're like mostly vaccinated or what have you.
Yeah.
This, me and my girlfriend live in this back house, and we're going to move out and actually rent this out and
Oh, wow.
have it a full multicam podcast studio, record
Nice.
bands here. It's got
Nice.
a beautiful like grass backyard. It's actually pretty picturesque. Kind of BuzzFeed style, seamless colored backgrounds we'll have, and like a top-down set. My girlfriend does a lot of illustrations and art. So we're just going to make this back house a powerhouse of content this decade. So
Incredible, dude.
yeah.
Incredible. I will do everything I can to help you. I
Thanks.
got
Yeah,
skills.
me too.
I got
Reach
skills
out
too.
if you
like
if
maybe
anything.
maybe
And
they
I've
all
never
combine,
said
you know?
this decade before. That sounded so weird. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. It's going to be, that's probably pretty accurate. Like by the end of this decade, you're going to be like, fuck, remember when I just started and I was doing this and that? And like, just keep going.
You always hear those stupid things. Like I'm such a productivity and organizational buff. Like I work in IT, and you always go that like the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Like all the like the cliche things where it's like right now is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the for all you listeners out there. That's the moral of the story.
Do you know the book The Clock of the Long Now?
No.
Get it.
I'll write that down.
It's incredible. The Clock
Clock
of the
of the
Long
what?
Now. The Clock of the Long Now. It's dope as shit. It's like because I know most people won't read. But
I'll read it.
you should enjoy. It's short. It's really cool. The idea is it developed into a lot of things after. You'll see. It's a rabbit hole. But the basic premise is, how do you build a clock that will last for 10,000 years? So it's a thought experiment that just went crazy because you're like, well, how do you wind it? How do you teach the next generation to wind it? Where do you put it? Like, it's just like blows your mind. It's really cool. It's really cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'll take a look at that for sure. Yeah.
But it's man, I think this is definitely a pivotal time, and it's a weird time, and it's weird that we had to go through this crazy shit. Now, do you what about like going to people to podcast?
That's what me and John kind of do already. Like this is basically, speaking highly, is kind of me doing an experiment on how to do this.
Okay.
So basically, it's actually a pretty good example of, if anybody out there listens to Whiskey Ginger, which is Andrew Santino's podcast, great podcast, highly recommend. That podcast, it does Zoom. And basically what he does is, film himself next to his camera with a mic. And then sometimes if the person on the other end, or if they're near, his producer will just, I don't know if he actually does this because it might have been just a screen recording. But what I'm doing is just, I gave John a camera. I gave John a mic. And then basically what we do is he records it. And I just drive down to Hollywood, grab a hard drive from him, and then come back, bring it home, and edit, because it's high, HD footage. So it's kind of like almost like 100 gigs a podcast, like with all the video files all together.
Right,
I have to like, instead of like him uploading it to Google Drive or something, I just drive down there. But in terms of like why I mentioned Santino, it's like I used his podcast, his Zoom podcast, like the ones that are done in the pandemic with people over Zoom, as a direct model of how I edit it.
Yeah.
And also what's funny is Dan Cummins, who's on Speaking Highly episode 1, kicks it off.
He's great.
He was on Whiskey Ginger in this exact same Zoom format. So it was actually pretty cool. I used the example with the exact same guest. So John's actually pretty cool. You could actually get other comics like that on.
Yeah. That one was great. Like I said, that first episode was outstanding. Like,
yeah.
And
Thanks.
I talk to comics all the time, dude. Like, especially before the pandemic, like, and I'm old, man, and I look at people with no responsibility that are trying to do things, and I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Like, you should be doing this, this, and this. I would do this in a second if I could. Why don't you have a podcast? Like, well, and I was just like, So even when you push people, they won't do it until they're ready, first of all. And second of all, there's so many barriers for all of them that it's just like, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do
it. And my thing is like I started out doing this podcast about a funk band, and you quickly get eat that humble pie. You go, okay, nobody cares. First of all, nobody gives a shit at all about anything that we have to say, but it's not necessarily true, because even though nobody listens to that podcast, Danny Wood, my homie Danny Wood, who writes a paragraph of a comment every time we put out a show. There's one guy who loves it, who has kids and who has time to actually watch our dumb podcast about a funk band because he loves them. Yeah. So, like, there is a spark there, right? So there is a reason why I still want to put out another episode. It's for the Danny Woods of the world, right? Yeah. So that's at the core of why we're doing this, right? Yeah. It ain't the advertising revenue. It ain't the access to comics, comedians, celebrities, what have you, the guests. It's just having quality conversations, like, and actually being able to do that over Zoom with people you've never met. Yeah, is insane. I think in the pandemic, you just gotta start doing what you love.
Yeah, I like the mobile idea too. Later, once we can go, be with other people someday. Like I'm kind of. It was tough at first because I was like, how do I make a high quality video podcast when the talent can't come to my house to record it? So I was like, okay, we need a light, we need a 4K camera, and one of these SM7Bs, and figure out a way to get the footage back to the valley. They were hard to get there for a minute in the pandemic. Did you experience that?
Say what?
First SM7Bs were really hard to get for a couple, like for a month or two. They were having supply issues.
I was actually in the market to buy these, or actually this isn't the one. I noticed at my office that they took down the podcast studio at our office and they weren't using it for months on end. And I was like, I'm in the market to buy these mics. Can I borrow them? Wow. So, I mean, episode 1 through 12 of Speaking Highly is on borrowed mics. So
nice.
But that's the thing. It's like you like whatever you got to do to make it done, get it done. Because like if you can't afford the mics, ask to borrow one from somebody who has one, and it's an excuse to not start when the barrier to entry is so low.
Yeah, the other thing with these mics is they're always going to be this much money. They've always been this much money. So if you can't use it, you can still sell it for what you paid for it.
Yeah.
Like
also,
it's a zero investment.
I rent a lot of my gear on ShareGrid. If you can't buy one, just rent one on ShareGrid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I think I guess you probably have this thought too, is like there's some things that, like you said, editing is easy for you. Like you're just like, well, but for some people, they don't want to do any of the shit. They never will. Never ever.
I kind of don't want to anymore after so many podcasts, but it's simple to me. And like for me, it's literally like going and doing, and I don't do much exercise. I should do more of it, but it's literally going to the gym, right? Yeah. I love putting out an episode, but to get to there kind of sucks in that you gotta edit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would love to get to the point where we have ads so that I can pay an editor so they don't have to do that. But I'm willing to put in that work until that happens.
Yeah,
right?
That's the
move.
It
may be a year or two before that does, but that's okay. I'm at a point in my life where I can put in that amount of time.
Yeah.
Because we're so blessed because of the kind of jobs we get to do.
It's awesome. And, bringing these to the world, I think is important. I can't figure out why yet, but I think it's really important.
I know why. I know why. So I know everything, by the way. I didn't know. No,
that's what happens when you're born in 93. You've always had the internet.
Yeah, right. Talk about an internet name drop. I used to work at BuzzFeed, and I used to handle their video content over there.
Oh, wow.
And they had a podcast team, had a few podcasts that were very social justice warrior-y, if I can say that, right? It's BuzzFeed, right? So they're going to do that. And it's fine to have those kind of like podcasts, like to be progressive and all that kind of stuff. But after a couple years, they disbanded the department altogether. They stopped doing podcasts altogether. Now they're starting to do more of them now that they're popular and do video.
Yeah.
But when I was working there in 2015, 2016, 2017, they disbanded the podcasting because nobody was listening. And I think when you try to shove an idea down people's throat or try to make them think a certain thing, people are going to not want to listen to that. Period. Even if it's stuff you agree with. Because I think I love BuzzFeed. They really got me to where I was today. Like I wouldn't have the job I have without them. But also it's like they hammer so hard on the social justice that you lose followers.
Yeah.
Or you can't, not necessarily lose followers. It's you can't sustain a show.
Yeah.
When I guess I can put it like people want an escape. Podcasting is an escape from that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right? Like a heckler heckling you for you know saying some wild shit, you know, or whatever. It's an inability to accept, right? It's you're wrong, I'm right, where it's like, no, we can all say whatever we want. You know, and I think podcasting is an escape from the Twitter, the constant barrage of everybody telling you what to think. Yeah. And I think when you get, that's why podcasting is so successful, because you get to just hear people be a human for once. Yeah. And maybe it's going through a little bit of an editing in their mind. Obviously you're on a show. You don't want to say the, terrible, any, off the cuff weird thing, the good gay, right? But wouldn't that be funny? In 2030, I get canceled because of this podcast. That'd be great. Oh, God. Speaking of this segment, but I think podcasting is an escape from that, and I think shows that do that aren't successful and can't be sustained.
Yeah, you know what I listened to the other day, which I always forget how good it is Radiolab.
Radiolab, yes.
Good Lord, I mean, I don't want to do a show like that because I don't have time to research like that for every week, but they don't, it's so good. Like, it's just so good. But there's just so much good to listen to. Like I was talking to my buddy the other day who was like talking about being bored. And I was like, how in the world are you bored? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, there is so much shit to learn, listen to, read, watch right now. Like, bored makes no sense to me. Like,
but have you? Maybe it's not the right word. Have you ever been in the impulse aisle and not known what you wanted?
The impulse aisle?
Yeah, at the store. There's a million things there, and you go,
like cereal.
Yeah, you're at the cashier, and there's like a bunch of candy bars, a bunch of everything, and you're like, I think it's that. There's so many choices now.
Straight up peanut M&Ms.
We just choose to choose nothing. It's weird. There's too much that you only kind of go in your niche. I don't know. That's my perspective.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. I that concept blows me away sometimes. Like, man, I there's 10 things I want to do right now, but I can't. Like, I gotta go do other shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's like when I went to graduate school, I used to think like it always feels like you have homework. Like, you always have homework. Like, there's never a day you shouldn't probably be reading a bunch of shit for school. Like, yeah. And now I think regular school's like that. Like, when I came up, like, high school wasn't near as intense. My daughter's like 14 and her shit's intense. She has homework all weekend and stuff. I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah.
But
do you have a master's?
Yeah.
In what?
Communication and film study.
Oh, awesome. Great.
Yeah.
I have a bachelor's in radio, television, and film. So.
Oh yeah.
2 extra years, huh?
People joke, man, but I loved it. I loved every second of it.
I joke. I only joke because it's like, it's film, and that like I had friends who were like chemistry majors and math and like actually had homework.
Yeah.
Where like my homework was to like watch 2 movies a week, which was kind of tough to keep up with, and like write a script. Like it's more like it's not as involved as a calculus degree per se.
I don't know.
But like
I
it's
don't know.
still a lot involved. It's just I kind of equate it to like, yeah, we're watching movies for homework over here. You know,
Math has answers.
right?
Scripts are like
Yeah.
jokes, scripts, words. Like, oof, it's hard and
Yeah,
subjective.
they're both. I'm not downplaying a film degree, but it's fun. It's art.
Yeah,
compared to
man.
science. Yeah.
I loved it. I love communication and TV, and I did a, speaking of people are doing hard subjects, and our research papers were, I had a 20-page research paper on Seinfeld.
Oh, really?
The show. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah. It's
Was there a chapter on the Festivus?
it was mentioned. Dude, that show's so funny. I still love that show every time I watch it. But
Seinfeld's the best.
So you said you're a huge comedy fan. Who's your favorite comic? Or
Favorite
comics? It's
comic?
hard to say
Well,
one, but you know.
Oh man. Well, here's the thing. I got introduced to comedy from my dad watching Jeff Foxworthy. So that's like my intro. Like you know
your
when like people
family
were like,
tree
I
does
saw
not
Pryor
fork."
on TV or whatever, like on on fucking Carson or what. Like no, my dad was watching. You might be a redneck if blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he's a great comic. He's hilarious and very successful. But I'd say now, gosh, there's so like I watch so many. I love Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee is so like I saw him in the OR like right before the pandemic, and me and my girlfriend were sitting there, and he had me laughing like a machine gun. And he mentioned it because we were in the front row. And
so funny.
I kind of sat farther away from my girlfriend and was kind of like laughing like this, you know, like in a full motion. And he was like, "You're literally like God, what?" He's like, "You're like a machine gun." He's like he's just so hilarious.
He is
I love
awesome.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
Love Tony Hinchcliffe. Ryan Sickler. Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Mostly kind of like, I kind of watch podcasts kind of more than specials.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Dude, Bert Kreischer's last special was spectacular.
Oh, my God.
Like, come on. Like,
incredible. Hey, Big Boy, was it?
Oh, yeah. So good. So good.
Yeah. It's so interesting, like him and Tom have a podcast. Him and Tom Segura have a podcast together, and it's so interesting. Like they're because Tom had one come out called Ball Hog, I think, pre-pandemic, right before the pandemic.
Yeah,
and it's so interesting. Like they're both great friends, and their comedy is so different.
Yeah,
so different. Like
great though. Ball Hog is great.
Yeah, it's like kind of like almost monotone compared to Bert. But like not in a bad way. It's so weird how comics have their own tone or their own kind of thing, you know, that makes them. Yeah. And it's not necessarily, it's just different. You know, it's super cool. Yeah.
You know who else had a really good special? I think it might have been a half hour, not an hour, but Taylor Tomlinson.
Okay, I've seen her a couple times.
I'm pretty sure it's a half hour that came out last year. It is just she's so good. I remember
that. Yeah, I think I remember that.
There was a lot of comedy came out right before the pandemic hit, and like during the pandemic there was like special. Kevin Hart's was really good in his house. He shot it in his house.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. I'm like, damn, that's your house? Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Dude works. Yeah, there's a lot. I think
I haven't seen you, so you could be one of my favorite comics. So I you could be in there. I just haven't seen you yet. So
yeah, I do not have any my material that is out on video is not a special. I've been thinking about that a lot. Like it takes me so long to get material because I can't like grind all the time. Like twice a month does not craft material quickly. Like,
yeah,
but like it's a long-term goal to like do a special someday. Like
when did you start comedy?
2011 2011.
2011.
2011 is when I first did comedy for the first time, I think. But I've always been a huge fan.
Me
Like
too.
since I was a little kid, like listening to records, listening to tapes in the car, like memorizing it, repeating it at school.
What was it that made you what made you want to go to your first open mic?
I actually
Like,
didn't
was there
go
an
to-
impetus for that?
Yeah, like I didn't actually go to an open mic. I would go to the Ice House every Wednesday in Pasadena,
Yeah.
and Joe Rogan had a Joe Rogan's and Friends show in the little room over there, and it was like Tony Hinchcliffe, Bert, Tom Segura, Mad Flavor.
Oh yeah.
Lots of, like, in that little room, like 75 of them. And I watched, this was all like basically all of 2010. I was there every week watching, just like interested, and watched Joe basically build an hour from nothing, like from a one-off joke to the next time I saw him, it was a minute and a half long. Then it was 3 minutes long. Then it was 5 minutes. Then he's doing an hour and a half. He would do like 2 hours sometimes at the Ice House. And then it moved over to the big room at the Ice House, but still same thing. Duncan, that's where I met Duncan.
Yeah.
And like, I watched Joe build an hour, and then I watched the special eventually that he did from that. But like after about a year, like I don't think Joe knows me, but I think he'd be like, I know that guy from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like I saw him every week, shook hands, said hi, hug, like after
Yeah.
the show, shoot the shit. He talked to every single person that came out of that room. Like every single one. Towards the end, he would take pictures and there'd be a picture line and that kind of thing. It grew fairly quickly, but like,
So you kind of went at it
I wanted to study it.
You studied it.
I studied it as a
and
craft.
you kind of were like, I know I want to be doing kind of what that is, but I don't know how to sustain it that long yet. So you kind of have to go, okay, what does he do? You have to kind of view it over time.
I studied that part of it because if you aspire to be as good as the specials you watch, it's going to be really ugly for a long time.
Oh my God, yeah.
And open mics are brutal. I did do them afterwards, after I did it for the first time. But so I talked to Joe and I was like, I really kind of want to try it. And he was like, fucking try it, dude. You're not dead. Try it. It's great. Wow. And I was like, all right. So I had a buddy who produced shows at a pizza restaurant, James Fry. Shout out to James Fry. And we were talking about comedy. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm a comic. And this was like he worked with my wife. He was a bartender. And like, she was like, oh, talk to James. He's a comic. You like comedy? And I was like, okay. So I talked to James and he's like, yeah, I'm running this show at the Rack in Woodland Hills. And I was like, hey man, I kind of want to try this. He was like, I'll give you 5 minutes. Come on, try it out.
Awesome.
So I went and did a show at this pizza restaurant. There was like 12 people and 6 comics sitting at a table. And, I studied and I did my 5 minutes and I wrote it out and I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought about it. And, I imitated it because I watched it for so long. And, one of the jokes was like not a bit. It was like literally like a joke, like a that my dad used to tell me. Like my closer was this long joke that my dad used to tell me. But like I did pretty good. Like it was kind of fun. I was like, okay, I did okay. Because I'd been speaking, like keynoting at like tech conferences for years. Like speaking in front of people doesn't bother me. My thing was like, can I write it? Can I make people laugh on purpose at shit that I just think up? Like that's a different thing than talking about something Yeah. So I came off stage and Adam Cousins was there, who's a great comic from New York. And this guy who no longer does comedy, but he was really good. He was like a vet. He was like 9-10 years in, but like in LA, struggling, like not making it, right? Daryl Lamontre, but like, and James, and I know those 3 were there, but there was a couple others, but like I came off stage and the one guy, Daryl, was like, that was great, man. How long you been doing comedy? And I was like, 5 minutes, and Adam Cousins was like, that was your first time? That was good. So it was like enough reinforcement, like, okay, I'll keep going.
There's a little bit of confidence there. Or at least enough confidence where you're like, okay, I'll do this again. for sure.
So like that set I have on YouTube, a little piece of that set, and it's terrible. Like it's terrible, but also like not the worst I'd ever seen. And especially like I would go to open mics and just be like, Jesus Christ, like write for a second, will you? You know, like, so, and then I just started producing shows.
I'm actually really curious. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I'm really curious, and I don't want to take this over. I know we're a little bit over.
No,
but,
you're the guest. You should be talking. I need to shut
I know you
up.
got kids, so.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered, like, writing stand-up jokes is so, like, when you hear, like, whenever I hear a comic talk about in an interview, like writing, or like when somebody asks about it, it's kind of like, they're like, if you're asking if you're asking the question, you're not funny. You know, they kind of answer it that way. You know, where like, if you have to ask that question, you're not cut out for this business. Where I'm like,
nah.
Or like, I kind of think I'm at years before where you were there. Like, I'm not at the Ice House yet. Like, I would, like, when you told me about the Ice House story, I'm like, I'll do that. Because like, I actually think I could probably do it. It's just, I'm, petrified, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just insane to be able to, like, that's a really cool way about going about it. Cause that's like, talk about a callback back to my story about the punk drumming. Mm-hmm. That's how I learned how to play drums, was now I can actually keep a beat because of how I observed somebody else playing drums. So that's a really interesting way about going about it. And it's like, you just got to put in the work. You got to go to the clubs. You got to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. And writing is discipline, but a lot of it too is like the comfort of talking to people about crazy shit. Into a microphone is one thing. And I feel like I had a cheat code because I didn't give a shit about that. I've been doing that for years. Yeah. I didn't mind talking in front of people. I was not nervous, except I was nervous that the shit I wrote wasn't funny.
Right.
Like, so mine was like an internal mind game about the joke, the craft, the word, hitting all the bits or hitting the tags right, or not stumbling over words and that kind of stuff. But like, I look at it as a discipline. Like, I write, I record the set, I listen to it, I edit, I write more, then I'm ready for the next show and I try it again.
So when you write, what do you, like, can you walk me through, like, you don't have to walk me through everything, but like, walk me through are you like talking quietly out loud to yourself while you write? Like, are you like picturing yourself on stage, or like, how do you, it's the concept of actually writing a joke seems so silly to me, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, well, it definitely is that. I think for me, the way I do it, and I'm not selling tickets to a theater show for myself yet, but the way I do it when it works is I always have like ideas, thoughts, just a little random sentence, something that makes me giggle, something I said to somebody that I'm like, oh, that made them laugh. I write that down. So it could be a sentence, it could be a paragraph, and you just grab that little thing.
Yeah,
just that thing that you think you'll remember, but you won't. You gotta grab it. You gotta write it down. That's the first part. Just that one sentence, as much as you can, so you don't forget it. Like, one word doesn't work. If you're like icicles, I'll remember why I thought that was funny. You won't.
Yep, does not work.
Yep. But so you write it down. That's first, and then writing is like, okay, open that file where I wrote that crazy sentence and sit there and stare at it for a little while and think about why did you think that was funny, and just free write, like, just expound. And like, worst case scenario, you set a little timer for yourself for like 15 minutes and be like, I'm going to think about this dumb fucking idea for 15 minutes and just whatever comes out. And then for a show, I'll have like a bullet point out of that. Like, we'll just keep on the icicle thing. I don't have an icicle bit, but like, for the show, it to me is like, okay, icicles. And then I'll sit down before the show and I'll longhand write out as much as I can remember from my little writing session. Sometimes I'll check and see if I had something good. And I'll longhand write out, not talking to myself out loud, but probably, and not imagining myself on stage necessarily, but like saying it in my head as if I was, read it in my head as if I had to say it. And then when I do all of those steps, my shows are really good. It flows really good. I can go from bit to bit really well. I hit most of the tags. And then I record it. I'm recording that set. I listen to that on the back end, and the process goes over and over again. And so if you had a show every day, that would go really fast. I could edit really fast.
Right.
If I have a show every 2 weeks, I edit every 2 weeks. And then you get to a bit that you think is kind of done, and I always want my bits to be longer, so I always try to add to them, and also producing a show every 2 weeks, performing every 2 weeks to people that are generally coming to every show, at least a handful. You can't necessarily just do the same exact thing the exact same way over and over again for them.
Right.
So I kind of take it as this thing like, I know they know this joke, but can I make it different enough that they'll notice? You know, so it's almost like this extra layer of like, and they'll be like, oh, you added this tag. And I'll be like, yep. So like,
I get that. Okay.
People don't mind hearing a joke over and over again if you mean it and if you make it good. Like,
right.
It's
so interesting. That actually reminds me, I think the first stand-up I ever saw in person was Brian Regan in San Diego.
Yeah.
My parents knew I loved them, and I got the last ticket available to buy. Like, my mom called the box office. This is when you called to buy tickets.
Yeah.
And then, like, one ticket left, and my parents walked me. I'm not even like, I'm probably like 12 or something. They like walked me up to the box office together.
Yeah.
And the lady behind the box office is like, we have a person who left. Would you like the fourth row? And it's a big theater. I'm just like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
And what was funny is my first time listening to him was he was doing jokes I heard before. And I was going like, what? Like, this is a thing you can do? And then at the end of the show, people were yelling at him to do bits that they've heard before. And I was like, is this a kind of like a band? So you can just do the same jokes in every town? And I mean, not the same jokes, but like what I saw that I liked, like me knowing about Brian Regan from watching his stand-up, he just did those jokes in person. I was like, you can do that?
Yeah.
And I'm laughing again. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, when I was like, you can make, what? That was like the day I was like, you can actually do a job. Like, this could be your job. Like, it's weird.
Well, it clicks too, because you're like, oh yeah, I listened to the album 25,000 times. Of course I can hear the joke again. Like, I actually know exactly how it's going to go on the album. In a live setting, it could go haywire. Somebody could yell the wrong thing. They could, like, watching Joe Rogan build that hour was so interesting to me, especially to see the final product was just like, wow, that is really, really cool. And I know some of the things that are on that hour came out of heckles, mistakes, and shit that came in that room.
Right.
You know,
stuff that you couldn't write.
No.
But,
right.
But
like,
you have to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it, and yeah, so it's a crazy art, and it is an art, and it is a craft, and it is difficult.
I gotta say,
it's really difficult.
Is birthing my stand-up career right here.
Dude, I'll put you up.
Do it now.
I'll give you 5 minutes.
I don't think "kinda wanna" is what the type of
when shows come back.
I'm going to be doing this.
When brewing comedy comes back after the pandemic, when it's safe, and we might do an outdoor thing. I've been reaching out to him a little bit. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, but like when it's safe, you got 5 minutes, man. So practice.
5 minutes.
It's at least 6 minutes. Sorry, it's at least 6 months away.
Okay.
So make a little note on your phone. Start writing your dumb ideas down.
All right. All right.
I can already tell you. I can already tell you have a bit about ending all of your sentences with an imitation of somebody from the East Coast. That's already a bit. That's already a bit. That's already a bit. You just got to figure out how to make it funny. And,
I want to say the Matt Neal podcast is the best podcast. And that if you're listening to the Matt Neal podcast, you're in the right place. You know? Anyway.
See? You could do it.
Is that a good closer?
No, not yet, but it will be.
Okay, so that was a bomb. That was technically a bomb.
No, I laughed.
There we go. Oh, okay. Okay. That wasn't pity then.
My buddy, who's a musician, sends me bits all the time. Like, how about this? Is this a bit? Is this a bit? And I'm like, no, it sucks. And then he'll record one like on the voice recorder and be like, I know this is one, dude. I know this is one. He sends it to me. I'm like, that's garbage, man. That's treaded territory. He's like, how do you know? How do you know? I'm like, try it. Just
leave it to the pros here.
Just try it. Although he is funny, like when he would riff bits between songs, and he had some good material. He's all right. He's good. He's a very, Jeff Campbell. He's very, very, very funny.
Shout out Jeff.
But also incredible musician. Like incredible musician. So yeah, man, I should wrap it up because I should go back inside with the children.
You are a dad.
I am a dad. But dude, I'd love to chat again. This has been, just firing on all cylinders, dude. I'm psyched for you, and definitely plug away, and then send me an email on the backside with anything with the real links and stuff. I'll put it all in the show notes and blast it out. And
sure,
awesome.
It's at Indy Fawcett on Instagram. INDY, Indy like Indiana, Fawcett like Farrah. She's my distant second cousin, so that's cool. So at Indy Fawcett, you can go to indyfawcett.com. That'll redirect you to my podcast production company's website. So you can see the shows that we're producing there if you go to indyfawcett.com.
Right on. All right, man. This has been a blast. I really appreciate you, man. And let's catch up soon. I think there's a lot of stuff we can help each other out doing.
Definitely.
We're definitely vibing on this kind of stuff, and we're here. We might as well. I mean, what the fuck?
Why not? Hey, you got another SM7B. I mean, that's another reason right there.
Right?
Just using you for gear. Anyway.
Right on, brother. Good catching up. Good talking. Chat soon. Later, man.
I said to myself, this fair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. I said, now, hey there, you on that high-flying cloud. Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll come to you. Baby, better forget her with her nose in the air. She has you dancing on a string. Break it and she won't care. Won't you take this advice that I